Yeah, and then they offload it using big forklift. Put it on the floor. You run over it with a forklift. Turn around, pick it up with the forklift. Slice it open with a hacksaw or maybe a chainsaw or a machete or something, and then just have the forklift dump the whole thing in the. I got this all worked out.
You do. I can see it. I like that. You like to solve things too.
I'm married to an engineer. It's a protective coloration. And I'm a computer geek, so yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Well, you had said that you were really keen on melomels, and we were talking about what kind of stuff you wanted to talk about for back to basics and the techniques of mead making, if you will. Yeah. So, and I noticed that you guys are doing. We'll probably stray out of that some, just because you're doing a pepper mead, and that's always a fascinating subject. But what kinds of what are your fave fruits that you go to?
I actually like, I like the elderberry and I like the blackberry. I like berries because I think that they don't frighten me in terms of oxidizing. Somebody was just asking me, well, what about peach? And I'm like, I'm frightened of stone fruit.
It oxidizes really easy.
Right, they oxidize really easy, and they're so pulpy that it just seems like that they would get very cloudy and be hard to clear and hard to keep from oxidizing. So I really like the berries. We do the cherry. We do. How does cherry not? I guess cherry doesn't qualify as a stone fruit. Is that a pit? Is that different than a stone? I don't know.
Yeah, well, they don't react the same way as like peaches and apricots and like that do in terms of making meads, I've noticed.
Yeah. So I really do gravitate towards the more intense fruits. And people bother me to make a strawberry as well, or even a raspberry, and I say, well, I'm afraid. Well, I've played with pomegranate before, and I feel like some of these flavors are too delicate to come across. So I kind of go for the huge flavor myself. And maybe it's because I'm a red wine drinker, but I go for the big flavors. So you can, like, elderberry is pretty.
Can I assume that means that you use the fruit in the primary instead of adding it to secondary?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yeah. No, it gets. Yeah.
So how do you manage getting the fruit gunk out, or do you start with juices?
We do have a juice. We have a juice.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do it either way.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, you're basically, a lot of them they juice first anyway, but with some of them the pulp has interesting side effects, if you will. What sort of cherries did you guys decide to go with?
It's the dark ones. Actually, yeah, it's the dark ones.
Okay, so it's a sweet cherry mead then.
It's really sweet. That is our sweetest one.
Okay. Yeah. I grew up in cherry country, so I'm pretty keen on cherries.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is that Michigan?
Northern Michigan. Yeah, I picked cherries for several years as a kid in the summers with the migrant kids. I'd be out there 12 hours a day picking cherries. You'd think I'd hate them as a result, but I still love them.
I would think so.
Yeah, you think so, but yeah, I would bring buckets of them home. I'd stuff my. I had one of those 1 gallon thermos things with the little spigot at the bottom and the big rotary top on the top with a handle. I don't even know if they make them anymore, but Coleman used to make these, and I had a big one. My mom would fill it with lemonade every morning as I went to work, and I had my little bag of sandwiches and my gallon thing of lemonade because she knew I worked with this family of migrant workers, and she wanted to make sure I could share. And so we'd drink the lemonade all day long, and as soon as the lemonade was gone, I'd surreptitiously stuff it full of cherries, take it home, and my grandmother would Grandma'd make cherry pie and cherry cobbler and cherry cake, and I was fine with that.
They still make those. We fill them with coconut water and scotch to go to the beach.
That works, yeah. I actually found one in my dad's garage when I was rootling around in his giant pile. My dad's a pack rat, and a giant pile of stuff that he has in the garage. And I found an old one, and I'm like, ew! So I'm trying to get it all scrubbed clean because it's out in the garage for quite a while. So I'm hoping I can get it cleaned up. But so I'm a big fan of cherries and you know what you can do with them. There's some cherry mead is always good too. I mean, it's hard to make a bad cherry mead, I think.
Yep. Yeah. They're all levels and styles, and they do lend themselves. Yeah.
AJ says we need to backtrack and ask you about your business philosophy because you thought what you wrote us was like totally awesome. So.
Oh, that's right. Where did that go? I don't want to ad-lib that one.
I
know one of our business philosophies is stay in stock. We are like really kind of hard asses about that. That is priority. You say no to playing at the beach and all sorts of stuff. You get back in stock. Where did that go? Actually, I like where the honey comes from too, because my toddler told us that the honey. When my 24-year-old was a toddler, she told somebody that the bees bring the honey to us in their special buckets, and I thought that was great.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. No, I mean, I liked your winery philosophy was awesome, and you had that original.
Oh.
Yeah, the original statement you had there, quote, whatever you want to call it, was pretty cool, and I suspect a lot of meaderies will agree with you.
Oh, that one I know. Okay, so here we go. Yes, our business philosophy is to keep it natural and sustainable. We actually do focus on that. We even if it isn't wine related, we actually have we compost a lot. We have our worm bins. We have indoor bicycle storage at our warehouse so that people can bike to work and not have it stolen. We recycle like crazy. We turn down styrofoam, turn down plastic strangeness things that people propose to us. And that thing where we don't use the preservatives or synthetics, no PVPP. And, yes, the other philosophy is that if we're the one that throws the party, well, so be it, which means that we actually take extra wine with us to tastings. And when the expensive wine comes up, or, if other people have limited what wine they're going to bring and they run out, well, it's okay if we're still pouring when everybody else has run out. And you like the winery philosophy, which is handwritten, and it is on one of our instruction books. It used to hang on a window in front of the computer, and it is that the pump is the heart the pump is the heart in more than one ways. The hoses are in charge, and the elbows work for us, not the other way around. So.
I wonder if the elbows know that.
I tell them repeatedly, I'm like, you can't misbehave. You work for me. I know that I can only do what the hoses let me do. I know that, but elbows, man, you're on my side. You can't do this to me. Like I touch my elbows.
I was just telling the rest of them that we've got the Skype back channel chatters always going on during the show, and we're planning next year because we are off in December, so we've got half a dozen more shows in November and October, November, and then we're done till the end of the year. But next year we want to do some panels, and one of them was mead and sustainability, and yeah, and it's a topic that we really like, but we want to put the right people together. So you just got added to the list. And it's you and Frank Goldbeck at Golden Coast, and a couple of other people that we've got, because we wanted to get kind of just a panel of people to talk about sustainability and honey and mead, and what we can do with it. So I think that would be a lot of fun if you're interested. That could be if it works out, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, then I'll put you on the list for that, and when we get things going. We still got to do the planning. Probably we'll do some of that during December when we're off and can actually put some brain power into it. Most of the rest of the year, we're just like, what's on the next show? So
exactly.
Stay pretty busy.
No, that would take some coordinating.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is coming up with the dates and everything takes a little time. So, but yeah, that's something that we wanted to do. I know it's not Melomel stuff, but you said you were doing a spicy hot pepper. Tell us a little bit about that. What are you planning to do, or whatever you're willing to tell us? Pepper mills are like a big deal these days, so.
Yeah, well, I think I'm jumping on the bandwagon. My friends, they keep saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you came up with this," and I tell them, this is like kind of something meaderies do.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm copying.
All kinds of crazy stuff. That's what we do.
Copying. And so it is, they're just spicy peppers, and it is in the dry mead. And it's actually not a secret because I think I just signed the proofs for the labels today. So I'm expecting to have labels next week, thank goodness, for the spicy mead. And you were talking about the hot, spicy mead sounding sexy, and it's cute because there are 3 dancing women on the label.
Nice.
So I'm assuming that nobody can make and get approved and get printed a spicy mead with 3 dancing women on the front in the next 7 days. So I think I'm safe saying that. I hope. Seriously hope.
Probably put in the throw.
Now that you said it out loud, you better cross your fingers, toes, and eyes.
I think so. We chose a I want to call it medium sweet. So where you're definitely tasting the peppers, and if you're the person that doesn't like peppers, you're not going to like it, but it's not the macho challenge. It's not like death mead. So,
no,
and if it was, I would.
That's been done. Yeah, Mike Fall did Malia, his sweet. It's a big dessert mead, but he got a bag of ghost peppers from somebody or another, and he opened up the equal number of bottles of Malia and dropped a ghost pepper into each bottle. These are only 500 ml bottles.
Dear God. Oh Jesus!
Yeah, and then brought it to the first UC Davis class for the meet and greet. Yeah, I was like, "Are you nuts?"
You gotta be kidding me. No,
I touched my lips to it and was like, "That's okay." I was like, "No, I already know this. We don't want to go there." Yeah.
When your nose hairs incinerate when you have a sniff.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was in a big sweet dessert mead. It works, but you got to really like peppers.
Yeah, it sounds more like hot sauce to me. Is what he made.
Yeah. So, what kind of, if one may ask, what sort of peppers you guys decide to go with?
And that's the funny thing. See, so when I started making this, I had no idea that people would be asking that, and every single person asked that, and I just go, oh, wow. It's not ghost peppers. You guys are expecting habanero or ghost or jalapeno, and it's not even those 3.
Yeah, I'm fond of chipotle myself, but that's just me.
It's the it's just those red peppers. It's just red peppers.
Just red peppers.
Oh, it's like a regular sweet red pepper.
Like a bell pepper red pepper?
No, not the bell.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No, not bell pepper.
Okay.
No, the hot one.
Okay, so just your
pepper.
basic entry level sort of hot pepper kind of thing,
yeah.
if you will. Yeah, that's cool though. I like that. I am not a big super spicy person. I've got friends that sneer at me because I can't handle ghost peppers and habaneros and whatever. But no, I mean the chipotles. I mean that's pretty much an entry level pepper too. And your basic roasted jalapeno, and I'm like that's about as far as I'm willing to go.
It's funny because it just never even occurred to me. I'm like I don't know. It's just spicy. Taste it. Why do you need to know that? It's not a fad. To me,
some people want to know.
Well, it's a thing to want to know the pepper. That's the thing.
People want to know whether they need to have the fire extinguisher nearby or not.
That too.
I guess so, because I guess that is what people are amping up. Hotter, and it's like, no, it's not a macho. You're not going to sweat. I don't think, but
at least not a lot, right? Are you doing that